Hi everyone, I am Sree from CSE department and today I'll be explaining one of the most important topics in C programming, that is looping statements. Loops are used in almost every C program and by the end of this session, you will understand exactly how to and when to use them. What are looping statements? First, let's understand what looping means. In programming, a loop allows us to execute a block of code multiple times without writing it again and again. It continues to run until the given statement or condition becomes false. So, loops help us make our programs short, clean, and efficient. Why do we need loops? Let's say we want to print numbers from 1 to 100. Writing 100 printf statements would be impossible, right? Instead, using a loop, we can print all 100 numbers using just 3 to 4 lines of code. That's the power of looping. Types of loops in C. C provides majorly three types of loops, that is for, while, and do while. Each of them serves same purpose, that is repetition, but they differ in how and when the condition is checked. Let's look at them one by one. For loop. A for loop is used when we know in advance how many times we want to execute something. It has three parts: initialization, condition, and updation, which is same and basic structure of all looping statements. Here, in the example we have taken for loop, here I starts from 1, which is nothing but initialization. And the loop continues while I is less than or equal to 5, which is nothing but a condition. And after every iteration, I increases by 1, which is nothing but updation. Here in this example, the output will be 1 to 5. While loop. A while loop checks the condition first, and if it's true, it executes loop body. It is generally used when we don't know how many times the loop will run. It depends on the condition. So this also prints number 1 to 5 in this example, but the structure of code is slightly different. Do while loop. The do while loop is similar to the while loop, but the main difference is that it executes the body at least once, even if the condition is false. The condition is checked after running the loop body. So without confusion, we should compare the loops. In for loop, we can see that condition is checked before jumping into the loop. Even in the while loop, the condition is checked before running the loop. But we can see that in do while loop, the condition is not checked before running the loop. It is checked after running the loop. So this is actually post-test loop. We call do while loop as post-test loop and for and while loop as pre-test loop. Advantages of loops. I think as of now we understood that loops make our programs much more efficient, easier to read, and much faster to develop. They are core part of problem solving in programming. And conclusion. To conclude, let's recall what we have learned. Loops help repeat the actions until a condition fails. And there are three types of loops, that is for, while, and do while. And they make programs simpler and efficient. And finally, let's apply our concept on practical example. And here, the problem statement that we have taken is find the sum of all even numbers between 1 to 100 using the loop. Let's try to solve this. Here, the problem statement we have taken is written in the format of comment, which is nothing but the documentation section of the C program. And this is the preprocessor section of the C program, which is nothing but header files. And here, the main section starts. And let's declare the variables first, that is I and sum in this problem. And let's assign a value, initial value for sum, 0 here. And then the loop starts. We are considering for loop here, so it's easier to find the sum. Let's initialize the I, which is the first step, and then the condition. Here they asked us to find the sum of even numbers between 1 to 100. So I should be obviously less than or equal to 100. And then the updation. Here after every iteration, I increases by 2 times, so I equal to I plus 2. And Here, the for loop starts now, and the executable statement is sum equal to sum plus I, which gives us the sum of all the even numbers between 1 to 100. But to display our sum, we should use printf statement. So printf the sum of all even numbers between 1 to 100 equal to percentile d, because we have considered integer data type. Sum. Here the for loop ends, and here the main loop ends without any confusion. And let's check whether the answer or the output is correct. So we can define that loops are useful. Here, the output says that the sum of all even numbers between 1 to 100 is 2550, which is correct. So, we have understood that loops make our program much easier than writing a same code again and again. Here, by using initialization, condition, and updation, three steps. So, yeah, thank you. I hope you all understood the concept.